In the early 1800s, when the world was divided by race, power, and greed, one woman's body became a symbol, distorted, exploited, misunderstood. Her name was Sarah Baartman, also known as Saatchi. Her story is not just a tragedy. It is a mirror reflecting the cruelty of empire, the power of resilience, and a reminder of why dignity must never be taken for granted. This is her story. Sarah Baartman was born around 1789 in the Eastern Cape of South Africa among the Khoikhoi, one of the region's indigenous peoples. Her childhood was simple, grounded in tradition, the rhythm of village life, the warmth of community, the deep connection to land and ancestry. But the world around her was changing. European colonists were expanding their control. The Khoikhoi were pushed off their lands, forced into labor, taxed, controlled, and oppressed. By the time Sarah reached her teens, she had already tasted loss. Her family, her people, her land, all were under threat. As a young woman, Sarah worked on a colonial farm near Cape Town there. She met a British military surgeon named William Dunlop. He noticed her distinctive features common among Khoikhoi women, but exoticized by Europeans. Dunlop made her an offer: travel to Europe, exhibit herself as a performer, earn money, become famous. To a young woman with limited options in a colonized world, it sounded like a chance for a better life. She agreed. Some say voluntarily, others say she was coerced. But the truth? Sarah had no idea what awaited her. In 1810, she boarded a ship to London and walked straight into history's darkest stage. When Sarah arrived in London, she was given a name she never chose: the Hottentot Venus, a label created to dehumanize, to sell tickets, to turn a woman into a spectacle. Night after night, she was displayed on stage. Crowds gathered to stare, laugh, point. Her body was prodded, examined, judged. Scientists debated whether she was even fully human. She stood there, in a strange land, unable to return home, contractually bound, economically trapped. But Sarah fought back. In 1810, two abolitionist groups took her case to court, arguing she was enslaved and exploited. Sarah testified, speaking in Dutch through a translator. She said she had signed a contract willingly. But what is consent when the world around you gives you no real choice? The court allowed the shows to continue, and the public kept coming. In 1814, Sarah was taken to Paris, sold, traded, transferred like property. There, life grew even darker. French scientists examined her the way one studies an animal specimen. Sketches were made, measurements taken. Her body became data, compared, dissected in lecture halls. She was forced to perform in Parisian fairs and private gatherings. Sometimes she was displayed in a cage. Sometimes she was paraded like a novelty. The exploitation was relentless. Her health declined. The harsh European winters, the grueling shows, the humiliation, the loneliness, all took a toll. On December 29, 1815, Sarah Baartman died. She was just 26 years old, but even in death, they did not let her rest. Instead of honoring her, French scientists dissected her body. Her skeleton was preserved. A cast of her body was made. Her remains were displayed in Paris's Museum of Man. Displayed. For more than 150 years, people walked past her bones, her cast, her memory, never knowing the woman she truly was, only the myth created by colonial obsession. By the 20th century, her story became a symbol of racism, sexism, colonial exploitation. In 1994, newly elected President Nelson Mandela asked France for her remains to be returned to South Africa. It took 8 years of debate, negotiation, and political pressure. Finally, in 2002, Sarah Baartman came home. Her remains were buried near the place she was born, overlooking the Gamtoos Valley, a peaceful resting place. After nearly 2 centuries of indignity, her grave became a site of reflection, a place for healing, a symbol of reclaiming identity. Sarah Baartman's story is not just about the past, it is about how women's bodies are judged, how race is used to dehumanize, how power can exploit the vulnerable, how history can erase the truth until we choose to remember. But today, she is remembered not as the Hottentot Venus, but as Sarah Baartman, a woman taken from her land, a woman who deserved dignity, a woman whose legacy now teaches the world about humanity. Her story warns us. Her story guides us. Her story lives on. Thank you for watching. If Sarah Baartman's story moved you, share it. So history is never forgotten, and dignity is never stolen again.